Good morning. Let's get right into it. Cricket South Africa is once again dominating sport headlines. Nkwe has resigned as Proteas assistant coach. This amid ongoing testimony at the social justice and nation-building hearings. Nkwe's resignation came after Proteas head coach Mark Boucher made public his submission to the SJN. Boucher's playing days were the subject of the testimony earlier in the hearings. We're now joined by cricket analyst Gift Xaka via Zoom. A very good morning to you, Gift. Thank you so much for your time. So, Nkwe wants to resign. He's made his intentions clear, but there seems to be some kind of talks where they want him to rethink. Now, simply put, do you want him to rethink? Do you think he should rethink?
Well, I think he should. It couldn't have come at a bad time for Cricket South Africa. If Enoch goes now, you know, it's going to be bad for South African cricket. And for the mere fact that they want him to actually think about it and rethink his decision, it simply means it's not just the coach wanting to resign because of, you know, performance or something like that. It simply means his reasons are more, you know, serious and concerning reasons. That I think that's why they want him to reconsider, because if any of the truth comes out of whatever that has fueled him to resign, it won't be good for CSA at this stage.
And also looking at Mark Boucher, I mean, damning testimonies against him, but he's very much still part of things. He hasn't stepped down. One would have thought that maybe they would have even pushed him to step down. Do you think he should go or should he stay?
Look, to be fair on the guy, these things happened whilst he was still a player. We need to look back and see if there was, you know, education when these guys were playing. Well, were they educated to say, listen, guys, this is not the culture, this is not how we do things? Or is Mark Boucher and other guys inherited this culture that when you come into a change room, especially when you're a player of color, they're going to make life difficult for you? You know, I don't think it's fair to judge him then as a player and now as a coach. I think the guy, Temba said something yesterday that, you know what, he was made to feel welcome in his Proteas debut and that. And I don't think Boucher is treating any of the black players now currently as a coach. I mean, it doesn't seem like he's a racist, but I would say he must stay. If we are trying to readdress the imbalances of the past, it's no use firing him and we are saying we are addressing the imbalances like that. I think he needs to come out and tell the truth. And he has written the letters to the two affidavits to, you know, to the SNJ to say, this is what happened. This is where my stance is. I think if we want to address that, we need to have him and the other players. Remember, it's not just him and the other players that played in that era to, you know, to come forward and say this is what happened and we apologize for this. We were not aware that we were hurting people, and then we should move on from there.
Having said that, Gift, what do you think Cricket South Africa's response should be? I know that they have been given an extension in terms of their submissions. What do you think their response should be?
I think it's easy. You know, if Mark says he doesn't recall what Paul has said, it simply means there is one party that is lying. So Cricket South Africa at this stage, they find themselves in a very difficult position, I mean, a difficult situation. They can't take sides, you know, they can't be for Paul, they can't be for Mark. So at this stage, I think they should remain as neutral as possible and try to, you know, get to the bottom of the story, because it simply means one of the parties here is lying and we need to get to the truth, to the bottom of the truth about it and take this forward. But I think they should keep Boucher, don't take any racial decision now, and also take what Paul has said very serious, because it's also concerning.
And where does this leave Graeme Smith? He is the director of cricket. We also have heard a couple of concerning things about him during these hearings. Where does it leave Graeme Smith?
I think also Smith is also waiting to see if anyone is going to mention him. But if I was Graeme and I recall any of the incidents, I would come clean now and say, listen, we did have this and this in the change room. We called guys this, but we were not aware that we are hurting them, or our remarks were racial and that. And I think that would make things easy. I mean, he's now the leader of the pack. He's not just leading the professional side. I mean, every black child that's playing cricket, whether you're black, African, colored, Indian, I mean, they know that Graeme Smith is now, you know, the big boss at CSA. But for him to come out and say this is what took place, these are the events, and we do apologize, I think we should, after that, the country should just move forward. I know it's not as easy as I'm saying it, but I think that should be the start.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens next. I think it's still very early days. We're still going to be hearing some more damning testimonies. And I'm also looking forward to find out what CSA submissions are going to say. Thank you very much, Gift, for your time. That was cricket analyst Gift Xaka joining us to look at the latest coming out of CSA and the Proteas.